Welcome back. We will now continue with the determination of equilibrium output. Let's put together the pieces we have introduced so far. Assuming that exports and imports are both zero, the demand for goods is the sum of consumption, investment, and government spending. And we said that C is equal to CO plus C1Y minus T, and by replacing C in Z, we get Z is equal to CO plus C1Y minus T plus I bar plus G. Firms hold inventory and they respond to changes in demand through increasing or decreasing inventories. Therefore, production denoted as Y is always equal to demand Z. So the equilibrium condition now is Y is equal to CO plus C1 Y minus T plus I bar plus G bar. Algebraic solution. So what we now have is Y is equal to CO plus C1 Y minus T plus I bar plus G. We have Y on both sides, so we take Y to one side. So we have Y minus C1 Y is equal to CO minus C1T plus I bar plus G. We use factorization. Then we have Y1 minus C1 Y is equal to CO minus C1T plus I bar plus G. We divide both sides by 1 minus C1, and then we end up with Y is equal to 1 over 1 minus C1 CO minus C1T plus I bar plus G. Equilibrium output. The equation that we got in the previous slide, which is Y is equal to 1 over 1 minus C1 CO minus C1T plus I bar plus G bar, characterizes equilibrium output, the level of output such that production equals demand. The term CO minus C1T plus I bar plus G bar is that part of the demand for goods that does not depend on output. For this reason, it is called autonomous spending, and autonomous means independent, and in this case, independent of output. Then we have the 1 over 1 minus C1, because propensity to consume C1 is between 0 and 1. The 1 over 1 minus C1 is a number greater than 1. For this reason, the number which multiplies autonomous spending is called the multiplier, and the closer C1 is to 1, the larger the multiplier. So what is the effect of the multiplier? If consumption increases, output will increase with more. For example, assume C1 is equal to 0.6. If consumption increases with 10,000 Rand, then Y will increase with 25,000 Rand. Graphical solution. Let's now characterize the equilibrium graphically. So this figure shows the equilibrium in the goods market. Equilibrium output is determined by the condition that production be equal to demand. We have production on the vertical axis, measure income on the horizontal axis. Plotting production as a function of income is straightforward. Recall that production and income are identically equal. Thus, the relation between them is the 45-degree line, the line with a slope equal to 1. Second, we plot demand as a function of income, and the relation between demand and income is given by the equation ZZ is equal to CO plus C1 Y minus T plus I bar plus G. Demand depends on autonomous spending and on income via its effect on consumption. The intercept with the vertical axis equals to the autonomous spending, which is here, and the slope of the line is the propensity to consume, which is equal to C1. In equilibrium, production equals demand. Equilibrium output Y therefore occurs at the intersection of the 45-degree line and the demand function, which is here. Let's look at an example. In the country of Westies, the person consumes only berries. The Westies are not known to other countries and do not trade with anyone. The official currency is the Westie, and for every Westie earned, the Westies spend 75 Westie cents. The following information is relevant to Westies in 2017. So we have autonomous consumption, autonomous investment, taxation, government spending. So the first question says give the consumption function for Westies, and the second one, solve the equilibrium income algebraically and draw a relevant graph to show this equilibrium income. So let's first look at the scenario. The part where they say do not trade with anyone implies that it is a closed economy, and you can recall that this is one of the assumptions we made earlier. And then Westies spend 75 Westie cents is your multiplier. Let's look at the solution. So the first question said give the consumption function for Westies. So we first write down the consumption function, which is C is equal to CO plus C1 y minus T. Then we substitute the values. So we have C is equal to 20,000 plus 0.75 y minus 25,000. So we do not have a value for y. So this will be your consumption function. Then the second question said solve the equilibrium income algebraically and draw a relevant graph to show this equilibrium income. So first we write down Z is equal to C plus I bar plus G. Then we substitute the values. So we have Z is equal to 20,000 plus 0.75, Y minus 25,000 plus 40,000 plus 35,000. Then we set Z is equal to Y. So Y is equal to 20,000 plus 0.75, Y minus 25,000 plus 40,000 plus 35,000. Then we have Y is equal to 20,000 plus 0.75 Y, because we said 0.75 times Y, minus 18,750. So that is the 0.75 times the 25,000 plus 40,000 plus 35,000. Then we solve and we say Y is equal to 305,000 Westies. So let's look at the graphical solution. So here we have our 45-degree line, and then we have our demand, and we said the intercept is CO plus I plus G, which is equal to 95,000, and then we calculated Y and we got 305,000 Westies. This is just a recap of what we said. And then this is also just a recap of the graphical solution. Suppose we have the equilibrium at A. So what happens if something changes? For example, CO increases by 1 billion rand. Change in autonomous consumption. Since the taxation T remained the same, consumers spend 1 billion rand more. If C increases, the ZZ curve will shift up to ZZ prime, and equilibrium income increases from A to A prime. Autonomous consumption increases. So before the increase in CO, the relation between demand and income was given by the line ZZ. After the increase in CO by 1 billion rand, the relation between demand and income is given by the line ZZ prime. The demand curve shifts up by 1 billion rand. The new equilibrium is at the point of intersection of the 45-degree line and the new demand relation at A prime, which is here. How does adjustment to new equilibrium take place? The initial increase in consumption leads to an increase in demand of 1 billion rand, and that is at point B. To satisfy demand, production must increase by the same 1 billion rand, point C. The increase in income leads to higher demand, point D. The higher demand leads to higher production, point E, and this process continues through the multiplier until production is equal to income equal to demand at point A prime. Autonomous consumption increases, so this figure shows what was explained in the previous slide. So this is the same for increases in investment and government spending. Another way to think of the multiplier. The first round increase is the initial shock, 1 billion rand, so that is the distance from A to B. This is followed by an equal increase in production from B to C. The second round increase in income is the first round times the multiplier from C to D. And there is also a second round increase in production from D to E. And then there's also the third round increase is equal to 1 rand times C1 billion. So what is the multiplier in South Africa? A reasonable estimate of the propensity to consume in South Africa is rather high, around 0.9. In other words, an additional rand of disposable income leads on average to an increase in consumption of 90 cents. This implies that the multiplier is equal to 10. So we can say 1 over 1 minus C1, so it's 1 over 1 minus 0.9, and that is equal to 10. How long does the adjustment take? Firms make decisions on production. If they make decisions at the start of the quarter and consumers' demand is high, firms will have to use the inventory to satisfy this demand. If demand is lower, the inventory increases. Suppose consumers decide to spend more, so CO increases during the term. Firms will not change their production immediately, but only later, at the time income doesn't change. Having observed the increase in demand, firms increases production until the new demand is met, and this adjustment time can vary from situation to situation. We can also look at other changes such as decreases in consumption spending, investment, or government spending. So due to time constraints, I will cut this video here and I will be back with part 3. Thank you.